So welcome back to another epic episode of Hot Seat with Penzola. Thank you again for tuning in. If it is your first time tuning in, please subscribe to this channel. We welcome all the likes as well as comments. And today's topic is one that speaks to being a single parent. You know, what are the challenges and also what are the great things about raising a child? You know, is it important for a child to have two parents? Is it irrelevant? You know, can you raise a successful adult, or can you raise a good child as a single parent? I mean, that's really the topic that we want to unpack today. I have Michelle. Thank you so much for agreeing to join me on the show, Michelle.
Thank you for having me.
I welcome you to the hot seat, and hopefully you can share your experiences with us and just bring some light and share with us and the rest of single parents out there as well, in terms of what are the real challenges as well as the great things about raising a child. So yes, talk to me about your journey of motherhood. I know that you have a son. Please tell us about that.
Oh wow, it's been a journey.
Yeah.
You know, it's good that you described it like that. It's been a journey. He's currently 13 years. Turning 14 in November.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. He's grown.
Yeah, he's grown.
Well, there's some bit of happiness. There's a bit of challenges.
Yes. Yeah. Talk to me about the joys as well.
Okay. Let me start with the joys. I think for me personally, it made me grow in a positive way. To have this responsibility of somebody relying on you. It makes you look at life in a different way. You know that whatever that you do must revolve around this person.
Yeah.
They grow, their strength, where they're going, they look up to you as that person. So you have to be a better person so that person it becomes better.
Correct.
Which is also good for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so me raising him, it's been fun. I have enjoyed being a mother. My son I didn't have battles with him being sick and all of those things. No, by God's grace.
Yeah.
But the only thing that went out, the challenges, if I may shift the challenges that I went through, was obviously financially. That would be, you want to take your child to all the best things in life. You want to give your child the best things. I mean, I come from a good family. I had a good life. So you would want to do better for your child.
Yeah.
Yes, compared to where you come from.
Yes.
So, but it's not even that bad of a challenge because it got me to even work hard. I mean, I've got 3 incomes because of him, because I want to give this life, being a single parent. And
so are you then saying that when you say financially, are you then saying that the presence of the other parent with their financial portion would obviously make a difference in raising your son, and now you have to obviously get multiple incomes in order for you to give him what you believe is best for him?
I think it would.
Yeah. Okay.
Because do you understand when I say with multiple incomes, it means there's time that there's focus that needs to be in those incomes.
In those incomes, so which then may take away
time for him. Exactly.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, I have a 9-to-5 job, and then I work somewhere over the weekend.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to travel outside the province. Half the time I take him with. He tackles along.
Yeah.
He sees, he understands because
then he can see what you're doing,
and he understands what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which again, for me, it's teaching him that in life, you have to, if you want something, you have to work for it. It disciplines him, and he appreciates that, I can see that you are fighting for me. And another thing for me, which I felt it initially was bad and it nearly destroyed me, but I got to teach because of him and the love I have for my son and wanting to raise him in a good space, regardless of who's there. I had to speak to myself as to forgetting about the other party, and make peace.
Make peace of what? His absence? Yeah.
And him, and being upset, because obviously the minute he it disappears. You have this thing, and you've got this child, and But I learned to. That was the first time I realized that when you're hating or you're upset, you're not hating that person. That you hate.
Yourself.
Hating yourself,
Yes.
and you are not at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
So I learned that, and I thought I need to be at peace to a point that the day he asks, "Where's my dad?" or "Do you have my dad's number?"
Yeah.
Obviously, I've got his contact number.
Yeah.
I can simply, with a smile, say, "Yeah,
Yeah, you call him.
So I'm sure when you speak to him, he's not gonna put the phone down as opposed to when
When you call, yeah.
So when I'm at that point right now, that even when he asks things, I'm like, phone your dad and ask if I can't answer.
If you can't answer, yeah.
So before he was 10, it was still easy because he was still a baby. It was my way,
But he's 13
him.
now.
It was okay. He's 13 now.
Yeah. He wants to know.
Now the challenge is happening now.
Yeah.
Firstly, about being naked around me.
Yeah.
Going into his room half naked, the scream that I get, "Ma, don't you know?"
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah.
This person used to bath, and I used to bath him up to 10 years.
Yes.
Now, he locks the bathroom door.
He wants privacy.
You take him shopping, go try on these pants. He must go into the fitting room alone, try on, and then come out. And then I see, and then you can't touch him somewhere, And it's those things. And being a single parent now, you get to meet men that want to have a relationship with you. Now he's aware now that there's these type of things.
Yeah.
So I'm finding myself in a position where I'm thinking, how do I explain now who is this guy? And do I allow this guy to visit us in the house when he's around?
Yeah.
Or do I take him to Granny to go visit when I'm entertaining my boyfriend? Because obviously at some point you will have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You will move on. So it's those things. And I'm with my son specifically, he's smart. Academically and on the outside, he's very smart. So he knows all of these things. So he asks questions. And you can't play around answers. You have to be
straight
so that it doesn't come back.
Yeah.
It has to be something that I know that I'm giving you this so that you take it and you know it.
And it's the truth. And I won't contradict myself.
I won't. Yeah. As much as the absent parent, other party story, it was just the truth. And at no point I say bad things about the father to him.
Yeah.
That is another thing the love I have for him taught me that whatever happens between the two of us cannot affect him.
Yeah.
Bottom line
it doesn't help you bad mouthing his dad.
Exactly.
How does that help you? How does that help him as well?
And when he's old, at some point he will want to go to his dad.
Yeah.
So I don't want to draw up that picture.
Yeah.
To a point that now the little things that still I found them as a challenge that used to hurt me a bit, but I wouldn't allow them, was maybe now when he was in school, during your awards evenings, and because he does well in class, that when there's awards evenings, when he's going on camp, I would contact the other person and say, can you show up?
Yeah.
So that let's be there together. See,
as his parents.
Yeah. And he promised to say I'll be there. And then I won't tell him, just not to disappoint him. So I learned all of that you have a way of dealing with your child. Bottom line is, yes, we are single, but we have to put the best interest of the child first. Whatever that happened to the two parties doesn't matter. So I never draw the picture of his dad to him. When he asks me about him, I say all the nice things.
Well, as nice as possible.
Yeah. When he asks the advice from me that's manly and I can't respond, I say, what's up your dad?
Yeah.
And I speak highly of him. Your dad, as a doctor, he should know these things. And we say all of these things. When he brings his results at the end of the year, I say, wow, you like your dad's brain. So I never instill that mind. He's like this, and I'm the only one. You can see I'm hustling for you. No.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm only here now, baby. The day are those.
Yeah.
We'll work on.
Talk to me about your support structure. I mean, I hear the challenges, and I think those are real challenges. But you seem to have found a way around dealing with them. You're not pretending they're not there, but you're navigating through those challenges as a single parent.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your support structure in raising this child. What does it look like at this point?
I think
mean, with the 3 jobs, who else is there for you?
I think I've been blessed and very fortunate that firstly my family is there. My dad, my mom, my sister, my siblings, and the nephews. And then for some reason, every company where I work at, they know that I'm a son of mother of Letutano, and Letutano is part of Nisha.
Yeah.
So should anything happen where Letutano is concerned, I get full support from my employer.
Yeah, yeah.
You see? So even that, and anything that I battle with, where in his regard, I'm able to openly speak to them.
Yeah.
So even my friends, everybody. That's why even when I had an incident where I was hospitalized last year, and everybody was just worried about Letu. Everybody was just offering, can you come?
Yeah.
Can I look after him until you are okay? And so the support structure is there.
Is there.
Too much.
Okay.
Too much. I'm not battling around there.
Yeah.
I don't have a nanny, for goodness sakes. But we lived, it's just the 2 of us.
Okay.
We've been moving from townhouse to townhouse.
Yeah.
Like I say, with all the 3 incomes, the jobs, I wake up at 3.
Yeah.
He's sleeping. He wakes up in the morning, he knows we must go to school.
Yeah.
And ever since he's been at school, I don't believe in this transport thing. I drop him off, I pick him up. We have this understanding.
Yeah.
Like I said, that since he's been a baby, I open up, I tell him the truth. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to arrange this. You can stay here, and I'll pick you up at this time. Do your homework before I get there. When I should still have time. When we get home,
this is what we're going to do. We've got a plan.
We have a plan, and it's clear.
Yeah.
It's not black or white. I mean, it's not grey.
Yeah, it's not grey.
It's black or white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I mean, I'm really interested in your opinion around the importance of a male figure as a role model for your son. I mean, you're raising a boy child, someone who is a single parent raising a girl child. You know, as moms, we are always looked at as role models for our girls. And you know, if there's a single father out there who's raising a girl child, you know, he also might be worried about a female role model figure with, you know, that's in the child's life. How important do you think a male role model is around Uletu specifically? Because I hear you pushing, I hear you doing everything. So I think financially you are covering, emotionally you are there. But do you think that there's a critical role that a male figure plays in a boy child?
I think so. Especially Gule stage that is coming to now, the age group. There are things that I might not be able to describe that he's going to go through. I mean, the only thing right now that we discuss is, especially now during this lockdown, he wakes up around 11 when he sleeps, and then when I say, why this late? This is no, I've been awake since 8. I heard you log on because I'm working from home. Okay, what were you doing in bed? And I was thinking, what are you thinking about? My future. Okay, what about your future? No, that after matric, which first year am I going to, and do you still want me to be a lawyer? And because we talk about those things, and I said, he wants to be a chef, right? I said, man, okay, give mommy the law degree, and then after that, go to Cullinan and do your chef as a second.
Why?
You know, as mothers.
Yeah.
So
but we must stop this thing.
We must. We must. So I'd always been discussing that, but only now that I'm like, you know what? I can see that he's got a mind of his own, and he thinks.
He's a whole person,
and he's thinking now for the future. So he's actually smart. So let me let him be. I'll support where I'm supposed to support as a mom, right? But the male figure part of it, he does need it. But I've got a dad who, by the way, I'm only 16 to him. My dad treats me like I'm a baby.
Yeah.
So my dad treats my son like, I mean, he doesn't even call him grandpa, he calls him Baba. But my dad's Baba.
Okay, yeah. So he has that.
He has that.
Yeah.
So whatever, if my ends with by dad,
Okay.
And ubaba is still access. fresh.
Yeah.
So equal. So I feel it is needed to a boy child to have a male figure.
Yeah.
At some point in life, yeah. When they're still babies, they're okay, they're babies. But as they grow up, there is things that us as women are a bit.
Yeah. Then I would take the assumption, that if there's a single father out there who's raising a girl child, the importance of a female figure is also equally important.
Exactly.
Yeah, because I suppose there's a reason why a child needs to have two parents, right?
Exactly.
But obviously we're talking about single parenthood today. This is something in our society, in our community, has always been. It's become a norm.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong, and especially as a mom, you are required to do it. It is what it is. You went and fetched the child. The child never asked you to give birth. And as mothers, we are automatically assumed that we are strong. And we've taken up the role of being strong. We've taken it up. But I want to unpack the impact that this has on you as a person. Yes, you are strong for Letu. You do everything for Letu. But what do you do for Michelle? Do you ever even have time for Michelle? Do you give Michelle the things that she deserves, the things that she wants? Or do you always justify the fact that Michelle is a mom and Michelle must do everything for the child?
I do.
Okay.
There is a Michelle. Besides being Letu's mom, there is an individual who is a Michelle.
Okay.
I do, and with all this working hard, it's not only for him. There's me as well.
Yeah.
Living the life that Michelle wants.
Okay.
Obviously, the life that Michelle wants has to accommodate this good life that she wants for her son.
Yes.
But it starts with me. So that's very important for me to start with me, for him to define.
For him to define.
Yeah.
So
I do
yeah.
put myself first.
Okay.
It's like it's a simple thing like come month end, we go for grocery shopping, and we as women, when we go for grocery shopping in a shopping mall, you're not gonna go to Pick and Pay or Shaka's Hype and then leave. You via Edgar's, you via you don't need the boots.
No.
But
you'll get the boots.
Yeah, well,
because you want them.
You got 5 pairs.
Yeah.
You've been buying
There's
for the
a
last
dress
month.
that will go with that boot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm paying myself. I've worked hard for this. I deserve it.
Yes.
So I do, and it's like a car. I cannot have a car. It's not for him.
It's for you.
It's for me.
Yeah.
He loves the VW.
Yeah.
I'm a Merc girl.
Yeah.
We don't get it.
Like how's it?
We'll get it when you're 19.
Yeah.
When it's
for
yours.
you. Yeah.
Imagine in my one.
Yeah.
I will drop you off at school.
Yes.
For school.
Yeah.
For you.
Yes.
But this one, the badge is mine.
Yeah.
So there is things that about me. There has to be.
Yeah.
You can't work for someone else when you don't work for yourself. You can't make someone else happy when you're not happy.
And do you think, that's a general question, it's just your opinion as well, and do you think that it's harder to raise as a single mom, is it harder to raise a boy child or a girl than a girl child? Because, as girls we're the same, or, I don't know, I just want to pick your brain on that.
I think with the little experience of having a niece, that my sister's daughter, that partly lived with me, it's easier raising a girl child as a woman.
As a woman,
yeah.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because we talk about everything I've gone through, as opposed to a guy. As I said earlier, that right now I can't get into the bathroom because I don't know what he's hiding. Yeah. I can't. And he can. I don't think he can tell me what it is. Exactly. Do you understand? Yeah. But because you're not the same. We are not the same. Yeah. And at some point, I also used to walk around half naked in front of him as a baby. He's a baby. Yeah. But now I also must cover because you have to respect him now. That's the thing. That's the thing. But if it's a girl child, it's still normal. No, yeah, you still I shower with my daughter today. They go through periods. Yeah. They come and tell you first. They're comfortable to come and tell you, Ma, this is what just happened. Yes. Then you can say, this is what's happening. Your boobs. We can go shop for a bra. So now with a boy child, even now, I don't like these underpants anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, the other day I even said to him, you know what, he's got his own bank account where his dad puts the money. I actually gave it to him. I said, yeah.
Yeah.
But now, from June, after the lockdown, when we go shopping, go to your section, get what?
Get your things.
If it's more than what's on the money, then I'll add.
Yeah.
Let me not make decisions anymore. No, the things that I know I need to make decisions, like the rules I'm still gonna put on the table, like no smoking, no bad friends. I can see these friends do this. Don't do this. Don't the things that I know that are harmful to your life, that are gonna ruin your future. Then I'm gonna still cover. But things that I see that I'm grooming you, like teaching you how to put your pen to draw money.
Yes.
When I'm not around, and I mean now you're 14, I'm not gonna take you with me to my other job. Then there's no break. You've got your bank card, the spas are in next door. I mean, we live here in the garage. You can go and withdraw. Those things I teach. Those things we can talk about. But these private ones, especially about their body. And
it's the tricky one.
I mean, though he knows the cell phone, I asked for it from time to time. Just without preparing.
Yeah.
Like,
so then what are you looking for?
So I see that what's being discussed in these groups, because they sit on this phone. I pay
the WhatsApp.
I pay a lot of money on data.
Yeah.
So he's forever and now there's these cordless pods. He puts on these things, then you don't see him. He puts on this bandana thing, and then he sits on it and he concentrates. And then I keep quiet, and then I'm asking myself, is the chick that you were talking to, and if you were talking to the girl, what's happening? What's the discussion?
Does he have a girlfriend? I mean, by the way, I know he's 13, but like, you know.
He said no. I asked him.
You asked him.
But he said no, shy. So you won't know if it's the truth or not. That was the last time I should ask for the phone. But when I saw the chats, they were nothing funky. They were absolutely, and I didn't say anything, but I felt proud that, you know what, my child actually listens.
Another thing I wanted to include in this conversation is the whole thing of a cell phone, right? We understand that we're a digitally evolving environment, and, you know, cell phone has become a thing. It's become a, you know, I mean, I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. I have no intention of getting them phones in the next 5 years or so. And even though I know most of their friends have phones, and they've been asking, and I've made that rule, which I'm not going to get you a phone unless Apple or somebody, you know, designs a phone that can only have pre-programmed numbers, and those numbers are locked certain things. Yeah. This thing of having data and just like freedom to do anything it's a bit scary for me. Yeah. So what are the rules around that as well? You know, allowing them to have a cell phone at an age of 13, and it's a smartphone, not a
No.
It's a smartphone that goes exactly. So talk to me about that. How are you navigating that? Because, and the reason I'm asking is it's under the assumption that as a single parent, whether a single father or mother, you tend to overcompensate.
Yes.
Because
by
you feel like
these things,
by virtue of you not having the other parent, I will pump you with everything that you need.
Yeah.
So that we don't feel like there's a gap.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that might not necessarily be the right thing to do for the child. So tell me about that. Tell me about all the things that you think you do for Letu that are just part of overcompensating because he's this thing to you that you don't want him to feel the need.
You know, that's a very that's a very
touchy point. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because I know for a fact I overcompensate.
You love him too much.
In terms of how he dresses.
Yeah.
I see I remember when I read his chat the day I asked for his phone. On all his friends, nobody's got shoe techies the way that Letu has, and these are kids with both parents, well-off kids, and anything that comes in, Letu's got Pinterest. He goes on Pinterest to see what's new, what's the latest trend. Yeah. And I have my own connections. I get him. Or I with my working hard.
Yes,
the money is there. I might sometimes sacrifice me to go and get him that.
Yeah.
Like during the lockdown, he asked for these wireless pods before lockdown.
Those are quite pricey.
Thank you.
They're very pricey.
I said, your phone came with headset. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Same thing.
No, but ma, I said, okay, I promised. Then there was lockdown and they were not sold.
Yeah.
Then there was a breathe.
Yeah, there was an excuse that.
The first time we were at Princess, there was a shop, cell phones and stuff, and he's like, that shop should have paid ma.
Yeah.
And it was month end, so ma is paid.
You made a promise.
Yeah. Ma, let's get our masks.
Let's go.
Let's go. And I prayed that, Lord, I hope they're just selling cell phone covers and all of that, there's no ports, because now there's not even a budget now.
Yeah, now. With all
but to him, it's the 23rd, you got paid. So we went in, and when we got there, and the pots were $7.99.
They're very pricey.
And I bought them. I bought them. The other things that I'd love to give, but I just feel he wants a PS4. And I keep saying, Nana, I got you a PS3, can we hold on to it until when a PS6, then a PS4's price will come down. But these things, and because especially if he's the only child, you find yourself wanting to overcompensate because there's no one else to play with. So rather, keep him busy. Now, full bouquet, TV, when you're not even a TV person yourself. So that if he's bored with these things, there's Nickelodeon, there's wrestling, there's everything. So yes, on that point, we do overcompensate, especially if he's the only child. To just keep him busy.
Yeah. And how do you deal with that? Because that's a real thing, right? Like that is so real, because I bought myself the
wireless pods.
I'd never buy them for my kids. Hell no. They don't deserve it.
They don't even have a phone. They
don't have a phone, first of all, But I find that, and I buy my kids, like we go to, I'm not going to mention this, but like the clothing shops that are reasonable, in fact, cheap, if I may put it that way. And because as long as you're clothed, you can't demand, and maybe because I feel I don't have to, because you have your dad here, and there's other things, but I want us to talk about how do you as a single parent stop wanting to overcompensate even if you don't have to. Like Letu has everything he needs, guy. I'm telling you now, the next pair of shoe that comes out, he doesn't need a shoe.
He doesn't.
He doesn't. So how do you navigate so that you don't buy him stuff he doesn't necessarily, because what kind of adult are you creating
from him
by doing that? Because if you grow up having access to everything, unless he works as hard, because I think that's another thing that he probably sees, unless he works as hard, but if he doesn't, who's going to feed this monster that I want and I want the latest dish?
Sharing my personal experience with my son and him, exposing him to the life that I live, my hustle, my pushes, my work and everything, there is a no when I'm not able to.
Yes.
And he understands. But
I think that's what I'm looking for.
There's also a when, mom, will you?
Yeah.
And
when you have.
Yeah. And when I have, I will do. But I didn't raise this child who will just cry on the shop and kick and make drama to say, I want this because mommy will. No, my son knows that there is a no. Can we postpone it to the next 3 months? Because we tied up with these. And hence I'm saying, I'm always honest with them. I put it on the table as is. This is what is happening now, and that's what's blocking this from happening. So understand. I'm not saying no, you won't get it, but can we wait? And he understand. And if I'm alone and he does have this and I find it and it's cheap and I can get it, I buy it still. He's not expecting it, he didn't ask for it. And he's got it, I get it a different color because I know he likes it. I do that. Which is wrong.
Something to think about.
Yes. Yes. Which is wrong. But like I'm saying that if he's alone, you're a single mom and it's just that child, you just want to do.
Yeah. Because I think from a psychological perspective, I mean, I'm no expert, but I do think that the overcompensating and doing for kind of gives you a sense of entitlement over the child as a parent. And I think, that then links us to the issue of, when Letu gets married, you need to be careful with your overbearing self and wanting to control his moves. You want him to be a lawyer, the guy wants to be a chef. So, you know what I mean? So, let's just be careful that we don't let history repeat itself, because next thing you will want to now have issues with Letu's wife. You will not be a priority to Letu in the way that you are prioritizing him today once he's married. You must know that.
True.
And you've got to start dealing with that now. And he's at an age where he's very demanding. He's 13. He's a smart boy, like you said. And you've got to allow him, even if you call him man, even if I want to call you 23, and I know it's so easy for me to say from this.
It's difficult to do,
but it's difficult to do. It's a challenge, because I've certainly realized with my kids, we are the ones that create the monsters, and if we don't deal with that now,
definitely
we are going to be in trouble, and hence. One is not going to tell me, I don't like these pens. Well, you'll buy your own pens when you can afford your own pens, But I think it's a thing that single parents do, and I see it with my mom. I grew up with a single parent. So my mother used to buy me everything, and I knew she didn't have the money. But she used to do that. And it's unnecessary. It's so unnecessary, and I think we've got to channel that elsewhere. And I mean, anyone that's got an idea on how, as single parents, we deal with this, happy to get a comment from or a suggestion, because it's something we need to deal with. And one last question I want to ask you is, when it comes to relationships, how much of Letu's influence controls who you see and who you date, and how soon do you introduce? I mean, you did mention earlier, Uti, when you decide when to bring in how soon? Is it after dating for 6 months that you bring them to introduce to your son, and then you watch your son's reaction and decide whether this guy is right? How does it influence that whole dating world?
I think with him now at this age now, the 11, 12, 13, where he understands
there's a girl and a boy.
Uncle So-so who was here.
Yeah.
Not Uncle So-so, mom's friend. Now he understands. So, firstly, I deal with the person that I'm a single parent of a young man. I call him a young man.
The young man.
So, first of all, can our dates happen in the streets for now? You're not welcome in my house for now.
For now.
Yeah. And this is the only time that when I take my car keys and leave, and he says, "Mark, can I come?" And I say no. Then he reads that, okay.
Hi, uncle.
Yeah. I'm seeing somebody. I'm gonna come back late.
Yeah.
Then he picks it up, and then there'll obviously be phone calls in front of him.
Yes.
I'm talking to this person, and there's once off I love you too.
Yeah.
And then he picks up, and then he's very questionable. Who is this person? And then I say, honestly, it's and then when I say that, then I'll tell Mr. Man, let's go out. He doesn't come to the house. I prefer, can we start in the restaurant with him?
And see how they relate.
Yeah. And let him see that you're not here to come and first
take over the place.
And take my mother's money, my mother's paying for the bill.
Yeah.
Come and look like a father figure. You are paying, you ask him, what are you ordering? Be that nice guy. So I tackled it like that. And if we meet and the guy asks about school, how's school, your friends, what do you like, and he relates, because he's quiet, he's very, he's not that child who just, especially amongst people. He's very reserved. So when he gets a person that speaks to him and wants to get his attention, then it flows well, then I automatically see that he likes. And then herself, without me introducing Uncle so and so, he's gonna ask, where's Uncle Vanivan? Then again.
So it means he's warming up to this uncle.
He warms up, then only Uncle Vanivan can visit in the house. He can go to his house together. Not just alone.
Yeah.
Then he arrange. Then it's an understanding which okay.
But then when Uncle so and so do you then sit him down and say, because I kind of feel like it becomes your responsibility now to report back. Could say
It is.
As,
You don't, with these guys, you don't have to report back. They ask the minute.
routine.
Routine.
Yeah, routine.
On this day,
Yeah.
the minute they jump 2-3 times,
How, daughter?
where's this person? Then you have to say,
yeah.
"Hey." The minute you see this response, like,
and also
okay,
explain that
it's gone.
Yeah.
Then we move on.
Then we move on.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mish. I think it's for me. It's always a pleasure and a great, insightful discussion for me to unpack these things because these are things we live with. These are things reality, and we never want to talk about these things, and we always single parenthood is very hard. It's very, very hard because even parenting with a husband, like I'm parenting with my husband, it's still hard. So I totally respect anyone out there that parents as on their own, because there are things that don't come naturally to you to do for your children, and I see them with mine. There's things that my husband does well and he takes care of it.
Yes.
We don't try to replicate.
Yes.
There's things I do well and he doesn't get involved. So it just shows how perfect we are together co-parenting.
Yes.
And I can only imagine that as a single parent, you can't be great at everything.
Yes.
You
can't be a mom and a dad.
You can't, and you're not supposed to. Even with the whole thing of wishing single moms
Happy Father's Day,
I don't even think that's right.
And you do it.
Yeah, because you are an awesome mom. You can never be a father.
True.
You are never. But I do think that our conversation today has really, really, given me a sense of comfort around how hard this parenthood is and how lightly we take it. I mean, well done to you and all the single moms out there, or single parents, and even the single fathers. And funny how the society always praises single dads, like, oh, well done, because as if it's not their child. But with single mothers, like, I'm not sure. You're doing what you need to do.
You're born with it.
You're born with it, and we're not born with it. It just happens. Like you said earlier on, you became a mom and things changed. This whole being is reliant on you. If you decide to drink and drive, this person, you are affecting someone else's life. If you decide to take a job in Cape Town today, you are impacting someone else's life. So that is that's
your entire life.
The entire life
based on this
exactly.
particular person.
So thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us on the hot seat.
Sure.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. This was really, really an insightful discussion. I think for me personally, I would like to say well done, and I really salute all the single parents out there, because being a parent in general is a very hard task. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like and comment, and we shall see you next time. Thank you so much.